we go. Matthew chapter 8, verse 18. Nice short little studies. Matthew 8, verse 18. Now, when Yahusha saw great multitudes around him, he gave the order to depart to the other side. A scribe came and said to him, Teacher, I will follow you wherever you go. Yahusha said to him, the foxes have holes, the birds of the sky have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. Some people take that Yahusha didn't have a house. Okay? Look, I don't know. The scriptures doesn't really say he didn't have a house. He was a carpenter. I'd imagine he knows how to build a house. But I think we talked about this before in the discipleship studies, that Yahusha was on the move. He was mobile.
Yep.
So I think that's more what that has to talk about. So he's constantly going to be on the move. Are you willing to go with me? Constantly on the move. Sleeping at this person's house, sleeping here. Probably not sleeping indoor. Maybe spending the night outside on a rock somewhere. Who knows? He probably did it. Probably did it. Verse 21, another of his disciples said to him, Lord, allow me first to go and bury my father. Verse 22, Yahusha said to him, follow me and leave the dead to bury the dead. Oh yeah, this is part of our hurtful righteous words.
Yeah, hurtful.
I wanted to read a cross-reference in Luke that repeats this. Luke 9, in response to that particular one, starting at verse 60. But Yahusha said to him, leave the dead to bury their own dead, but you go and announce the kingdom of Elohim. It gives a little bit more. 61 and 62 nice. Says, another. So these are disciples that came to him. These are not just random people, these are disciples. Mm-hmm. Another also said, I want to follow you, Lord, but first allow me to bid farewell to those who are at my house. But Yahusha said to him, no one, having put his hand to the plow and looking back, is fit for the kingdom of Elohim. I think these three altogether, he's saying, count the cost. Count the cost. Because even now, this is for us nowadays. There's times when we have to leave our families. And a lot of us experience that, not wanting to, but we have to count the cost. There is no bid farewell. We have to sever certain ties, let the dead bury the dead. Not just the physical dead, but the spiritual dead. Sometimes you just gotta let people go if you're running and they're not willing to even run with you. I always say can't have that dead weight. There's a difference between people who are willing to hear or give you an ear. Or there's just something there. And there's others that we've mentioned in Psalms 1 that are just the scorners, that are just the wicked, that are just unrighteous, the mockers. Gotta cut those ties off. So I think here he's really getting to this, because he's talking to the disciples, and I think he's saying you really need to count the cost, because he's going to eventually, I think in Luke in the next chapter, I don't know the distance of time, but that's when he starts sending them out 2 by 2s to the different cities. So I don't know if it's right parallel, and he's setting them up and saying, like you said, we're about to go. I'm about to send you, and you need to really go and preach the kingdom, and that's your focus, not others. So.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good. Another practical here, discipleship. It's in our playlist, discipleship, according to Matthew. We already discussed it, but repetition. Again, it's whoever's discipling. If you want to be a disciple of somebody, you got to be willing to follow them and take orders and listen to what they're saying. You know what I mean? And in this case, Yahusha was very mobile. That's the kind of ministry he had. I'm not staying in my home and then go to a congregation close by, or have a congregation in my house and we fellowship here. And no, I'm moving. I'm going to be moving. I'm going to be here. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I'm going to go somewhere else. Are you willing to go with me? If you can't go with me, it's not saying you're not saved. It's just you can't be my disciple. How can I properly build a relationship with you if you're not going to be around me? You're not going to go where I go. Part of you learning from me and duplicating what I'm doing is to follow me where I'm going, and for me to teach you along the way. So there's some practicals there. This isn't just some phrase that he said. There's actually some practicality to the words that he said there. It was very poetic, Foxes have dens and birds. Very poetic, man. He's like a poet, just walking poet.
Yep.
But it was true. That's all I got. Any questions or comments? That's Matthew chapter 8, verse 18 to 22.